All right, guys, what's happening? What's happening? Happy Monday to you. Hope you guys have had an awesome start to your week here. I am excited to be here with my good friend and my new business partner here, Mr. Quentin Lovejoy, to introduce to you guys something we've been working on for a long time here, and we'll kind of talk you guys through the details of how all this came about. But we're always looking for ways to improve the experience that contractors have in every aspect of their business, right? Whether it's purchasing products, learning the education that they get, the way that they access materials and equipment and all that kind of stuff. We are always looking to take that to the next level at Top Contractor School. And so when Quentin came to me with this idea of, being able to provide the right insurance, the right protections for the people that, are like family to me, it was a no-brainer for me. We had to work out all the details and get everything straight as to how we were going to do it, how we were going to present it, what the benefits are. And so it's been a long time in the making here, man, getting to this point, but super excited to be able to roll this out to people. We've got people inquiring already. And so what we wanted to do today was just spend some time talking to you guys about why we did this in the first place, what it means for contractors, what kind of benefits you're going to get by being able to work with this program that we've created, and just kind of give you guys the details of why TCI was created in the first place, why Quentin and I partnered up to do this, and what benefits there's going to be to contractors. So Q, thanks for being here, brother, and grateful for the opportunity to bring this to contractors.
Yeah, man, so are we. We're excited. Contractors, in my experience, are some of the most underserved purchasers of insurance that I come across. And just knowing your obvious depth and breadth of experience and everything about the industry, I thought no better person to partner with on this than Brian and TCS, and so yeah, we're fired up. We're ready to go over here.
Yep. So we talked about this at the Top Contractor School retreat down in Marco Island, and so what we wanted to do today was kind of break down to the public, why TCI, what it looks like, what the benefits are, and kind of some of the secrets of the insurance industry that, our goal in this whole thing, guys, is to pull back the curtain of, some of how the insurance industry actually works. It's one of the reasons why we've done business with Quentin since the beginning. And so it is refreshing to be able to see behind the curtain of, kind of how some of this stuff works. Quentin is very vocal about the fact of, being different in the insurance industry. It's also why we get along so well, because, one of my goals in construction is to be different in the world of construction, right? To really show people how it's done. So why TCI? Number one, your insurance program is going to be correct. That is extremely helpful. It always seems like a good deal until it isn't, right? And in the world of insurance, it is the number one thing. When Quentin and I rolled this out in Marco Island, one of the things that he said that really stuck out to me was, we work so hard to build businesses in this space, right? And we grind for years and years and years. And it really does only take one thing to be able to send that sideways, to make people extremely uncomfortable, and to put yourself in a situation that is not easy to get out of. And so that is number one. Your insurance program will be correct. Number two, your insurance team will be responsive and helpful. And number three, your edge over competitors will be enhanced. Q, why don't you talk about, I can speak to the responsiveness of you and your team and being helpful, but why don't you talk to all three of those things real quick, and we'll dive into some of the details when you're done.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you just listed the first thing you said was correct, and it'll be correct. I'm not low buck Chuck. That is not my forte. People come to me a lot and say, hey, we just need something basic just so we can have a COI and send out, to a general contractor or to an owner. And that's not what we do. it will be correct. It will be accurate. It will be a robust program. And, if there's ever a missing element of the insurance program, it will not be, something that we have overlooked. It'll be a calculated risk that we've taken together. So, secondly, Brian, you spoke to it, the team responsiveness. Andrea is my right hand on everything we do. She's awesome. She reaches out. We just launched a new business team that handles all the new business and all the renewals. And so we're making investments into becoming more and more responsive and more competitive against our competition. And then speaking of competition, I know contractors operate on a very thin margin. I also know firsthand how close of a margin you guys compete within. So we have ways to show you a competitive edge. We have ways to help you save, sometimes at 0.5%, 1%, 2%. That makes all the difference in the world, whether or not you're getting bids, whether you're winning bids, or whether you're coming in second or third place on them. So that's our goal, is to turn your insurance program from something you have to purchase to something that can be used as a competitive advantage.
Yeah, and I think it's really important, guys. One of the things that I have always been a huge fan of when it comes to, the partnerships that you make in business, and I call it partnership for a reason. You can have vendors or you can have partnerships, right? And what creates successful businesses is these alliances of really creating true partners. And one of the things that I always say is it is more important for something to be right than for something to be inexpensive or, to save a few bucks. Why do you buy insurance in the first place? Well, first of all, you have to. But the second reason is people want peace of mind. And, that peace of mind is not always really the peace of mind that you think it is if it is not set up correctly. And we've had countless conversations, several people inquiring about their insurance. Well, I don't know if this is right. I don't know if I have the right coverage. What percentage of the time when you are onboarding a client, what percentage of the time would you say they had absolutely the right insurance when they come to you?
I'd say 1 out of 100 that I look at, I always tell guys, no matter how big or how small the company, if you set me down at a desk for, if you just give me a desk to sit down and a dedicated space of time, I can find something that needs to be fixed. We're talking whether it's missing named insureds, we're talking endorsements that have exclusions in them, we're talking completely missing policies altogether. You name it, I can always poke a hole. Now, whether that hole is a pinpoint hole or an ozone layer size hole, I can always find something, so it's always there. And again, it's just a risk assessment that we sit down and go through together. And if people are willing to self-insure a risk, I say, okay, that's up to you. That's your call. Please sign this waiver, that type of thing. But yeah, there's always a gap somewhere that we can find. Absolutely.
Yeah. No doubt, man. And to give you guys some context on Quentin and I's relationship, we've been friends for a number of years and done business for a number of years as well. But what really attracted me to Quentin in the first place was, number one, a lot of the people that I trusted already trusted Quentin. But number two, he had experience directly in the construction industry. So he knows, kind of what we go through and what it looks like, and knows the grind that it takes to, as he referenced before, to win a bid, right? By 0.5% or 1% or, whatever it is, or not win it, right? A multi-million-dollar contract that can be lost by, simple overhead calculations that are increased because of an insurance premium. And so why don't you walk people through, man, just a little bit of your experience in the industry so that people can understand why you're so passionate about contractors in the first place.
Sure. Yeah. So, it started with my first, I call it my first big boy job out of college. I worked for a huge contractor right out of college called Herzog Contracting Corp in St. Joe, Missouri. They did heavy asphalt. They did light and heavy rail. They did work at airports. I mean, you name it, we did it. As far as asphalt and engineering. And my job at that firm was insurance. I handled all the bids. I tracked all the insurance. I knew that's kind of where my checklist started. I was like, okay, we got to have GL, we got to have auto, we got to have work comp, umbrella, all that stuff. I kind of knew that, and I would track those COIs. I would track the subcontractor agreements. I was responsible for those. I mean, you name it. We went to bid lettings at the state capitol all the time. I've been through that process. I've seen where contractors have to, where can we cut, where can we not, all that process. So, so I kind of grew up in my risk management career there. And then, fast forward several years of my career, I joined a company that was a very niche insurance company, and what they would write. And the biggest things that we were competitive in were manufacturing and contractors. And so, this company, their biggest strength was training us in just pure raw insurance knowledge. The things that the academic, but also the practical side of contractors. So, I worked in plumbers and HVAC and paving and several different types of contractors. And so I really got to know contractors really, really well. And so then when I went on to the independent side and ultimately opened my own firm, it was just a natural fit, a natural function of what we were doing. So, it's just been a natural extension of my career experience. So, like I shared with the group in Florida, my kind of a funny saying I have is the bluer the collar, the better we are at insuring it, because I mean, I'm just a small town kid right here where I'm sitting. I mean, I sit in a town of 7,000 people. I mean, there's cows literally outside my office window here, so, that's just who I am. Dirt under the fingernails, boots on the ground, and so that's just kind of what's ingrained in me, and it's kind of where I've come up in the industry. So.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. And I put it in the comments here, guys, but for those of you who, might want to discuss anything, you can just access this comment in the comments below on every platform and click that, and it'll take you straight to a link that will, just fill out a couple things, and we can get you in contact with the right people to start, having these discussions and, see what's a good fit for you. And, the whole idea here, guys, is to, be a resource, right? To be a true partner and to be able to give you guys the information and the knowledge and all the things that you need to know that you probably haven't known. I mean, that is, what partnerships have done for me in business is exactly what we just described as the mission of TCI, is to, pull back the curtain and show you. It doesn't mean, by the way, that you're going to end up doing business with us, right? It's not going to be a good fit for everybody. But what you will walk away with at a minimum is a better education of what you're dealing with, what you're working with, and what your options are. And so that is the goal, right? And so anybody that's interested, just click that link that I just put up on the screen, enter your information, and somebody will be in contact with you to get, just an initial discovery call set up and see if it's a good fit, right? And if it's not a good fit, Quentin's going to be very transparent about that and tell you. And so, in your experience, man, what type of companies are a great fit? What's not a great fit? Give people kind of a rundown of what that looks like.
Sure. So what I see a lot, guys, is there's a huge gap in who can take care of what. Okay. So if you're paying under $50,000, say it's, sorry, my phone's buzzing. People are already calling, Brian. No, if you're paying $50,000, $30,000, $20,000, chances are the further you go down that scale, kind of the local guy on the corner can usually take fairly decent care of you, but there's always that thing, and those are the people that I feel the most for, because they're the people that can least afford to take a hit. Okay. And then there's a sandbox that we play in really, really, really well. There's that $50,000 to kind of $500,000 guy that's kind of right there in the middle, because the really big guys don't want to mess with you. Okay. But you're also sort of too big for that guy down on the corner, Main Street USA. Right. So if you're over $500,000, usually you've got, the big firms coming at you. But even then, the big firms, they don't want 100 different clients. They want 10 clients that are paying them $2, $5, $10 million a year, So I'm not equipped to take that on. Our firm is not designed to take that on. Our firm is to really serve those guys that are in the middle, anywhere from about $2, $3, $4 million a year in revenue, all the way up to the guys that are paying, that are 40, 50, $60 million a year in revenue. That's our really good sweet spot. We have really good relationships with carriers that cater to those categories, So if you're paying, over $2 million a year in insurance, would I love to have you have as a client? Absolutely. Brian and I would love to bring you on, but but if you're in kind of that, what we call middle market, that's an insurance nerd term, middle market, we're really, really good at playing in that space.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Awesome. And that is, the vast majority of construction companies fall in that space. Right.
Yep.
And so, to summarize, guys, we're here to answer questions. We're here to get you the information that you need. We got somebody here, Jeremy, who's a friend, interested in knowing about contractors that are nationwide. That's always been his struggle. We do work in every state, Anguilla, Canada, and soon Jamaica. On top of that, they do a ton of different installations, so I can give you the insight on that one. But yeah. Jeremy, Quentin, handles our stuff, and we function the same way as you do. So certainly there's a solution there. Just a matter of getting the right pieces together. And Quentin, he has guys in the field all over the place. So
we're licensed in all 50 states. We can do work in all 50 states, and as long as they're domiciled in the U.S., we can get it taken care of, and we can talk to underwriters about hey, they do some work in some international spaces, and then we drill down into we just start going down the funnel, right? And just narrowing that down and having those conversations. So
awesome, man. Well, guys, it's exciting to be able to announce this to you guys. It's exciting to have it out there. If you have any interest at all, please let us know. There's no pressure here. This is not a sales pitch by any stretch of the imagination. It's not how we roll. We're here to serve you guys, to answer questions, and to really be a resource. And that is the goal, to be, a brand and an organization that is able to serve contractors the way they deserve to be served. And that is, something that both Quentin and I agree that, contractors in every sense of business are underserved. And, it's, to Quentin's point, it's easy, man, when you're spending just a pile of money to find people that are happy to show up at your door. But it's, for those of us who are building family businesses, building businesses from the ground up, you need the resources, the right resources. And I am 1,000% confident that this guy right here is the right person to be guiding you, your business, and your family in the right direction. And I say family for a reason, because every construction business that I know is a family business in some way, shape, or form, right? And so that's what we're here to do. We're both family guys, and we want to be there for those people who are out there grinding for their family every single day and trying to make it happen. And we just want to make sure that you guys are in the right spot and have the right information to make the right decisions. So with that said, brother, I appreciate you being here as always. Appreciate the partnership, and look forward to serving you guys and making a difference in the construction world on an even bigger level. So thank you, brother.
Right on, man. We're pumped. We're ready to go.
Appreciate it, guys. Hit us up if you need anything. We are here to answer any questions that you have, and we will be on here again soon. We're going to set up maybe a Q&A at some point here down the road, and we get some, get some people asking questions that we can probably, just kind of bullet point those questions that a lot of people are asking, so that we can get some live streams out there and help you guys, be able to answer some of the questions that you might have that you're not answering, or you're not asking, or you're afraid to ask. So. But until next time, guys, we will see you. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate all the support. And thanks to everybody that's been in contact with us so far. I think we've been in contact with everybody that's reached out so far. And Jeremy will connect soon and talk, and anybody else will be in touch soon. Talk to you guys soon.